Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the KellyCast. If this is your first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Dan Kelly. This is my podcast where I keep you up to date with the latest in the NFL, the Buffalo Bills, and everything else football related that you need to know. And today, we are introducing a new segment called Underreaction or Overreaction. You say, what the hell is an underreaction? Well, quite frankly, it's just the opposite of an overreaction. So we're going to go through some hot takes, some by myself, some by viewers here of the KellyCast, and some from my friends over at Built in Buffalo. So without further ado, let's get into underreaction or overreaction. We are starting things off with my hot take. The Washington Commanders. Now, they started the season hot, 7-2. Since then, they've dropped their last 3 games. Cowboys was one of them. Who else we got for them dropping games to? Steelers, that one was a heartbreaker. And Eagles, which they didn't look particularly good during that game. So, the statement for the Washington Commanders goes like this. The Commanders are a playoff threat. Overreaction or underreaction? I think this is sadly an overreaction. I've been behind this team all year. Jaden Daniels for Rookie of the Year. The team is really good offensively. But what did they do last year? They traded away basically their entire defense. And now that's what is making them lose games. So I just don't think this team is ready yet. I think they might still make the playoffs as a wild card team. They're in the NFC East. But I'm not expecting them to be a threat. If they could have beat some of these teams, if they could have came out with a win against Philadelphia, against Pittsburgh, maybe I'd feel a little different because I've been on Commander lookout all year. But the Commanders are a playoff threat to me is an overreaction. Let me know your thoughts here in the comments down below. Let's move on to the next one. The Kansas City Chiefs. Mitch, the first ever honorary Kelly, hit me with this one. And I think a lot of viewers here on the channel, they're not going to like it. The Chiefs will three-peat as Super Bowl champions. Now, Mitch says this for a couple of reasons. 1, he likes to get under my skin. 2, he likes to get under my skin. And 3, he is a Buffalo Bills fan. So he knows what the script writers say goes. Okay? And Mitch believes that the Chiefs are untouchable, much like a lot of my friends who enjoy the game of football. I see where you're coming from in terms of them having an undefeated season up until they hit the Buffalo Bills. You know, the question is, can the Bills beat them in the playoffs? Can anybody beat them in the playoffs? And then they played the Carolina Panthers, one of the worst teams in the NFL, and they looked vulnerable. They looked weak. And that tells me what I need to know. Now, this team, a different team come January, I understand. But them winning another Super Bowl, to me, is an overreaction. I just don't think they're going to beat the better teams, even in the playoffs. This team does not look the same. Now, when I say this is an overreaction, I mean slightly, right? Because we got to know we're dealing with Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to make him angry. We know that. But I just think the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not going to do it for a 3rd straight year. Now, staying with the Chiefs division, this one is a good one. This one comes from my cousin Chris, who's been a longtime supporter here on the KellyCast, probably my first subscriber. Thank you, Chris. The LA Chargers. Now, what do you think we're going to say here? What do you think it's going to be? Oh, this one caught me off guard. The LA Chargers will win a playoff game. Now you say, Dan, It's not that hard to win in the playoffs. When's the last time the Chargers did it? Last year? The year before? Maybe 3 years ago? No. 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 It was 2018. The quarterback was Phillip Rivers. That was the last time the Chargers have won a playoff game. Justin Herbert, not great in the playoffs. The Chargers, as an organization, not great in the playoffs. Saying they will win a playoff game all depends on the seeding, right? So you look at the AFC West. You have the Kansas City Chiefs, the Denver Broncos, the LA Chargers. The Raiders, they're an afterthought. Who cares? Those three teams are all fighting for playoff spots. Who is going to get them? Well, we know the Chiefs are going to win the division. That's going to be kaput very soon. Is it going to be the Broncos and the Chargers making the playoffs? And if it is, what if they're the 7 seed and they play the 2 seed? What if it's Buffalo? What if it's Kansas City, Baltimore? I don't know that the Chargers will win a playoff game. Right? Could they? I'm sure they could. And one of the things that leads me to believe that they could is the fact that they beat the Baltimore Ravens. So maybe I'm going to leave this as an overreaction. Now, yeah, we have a lot of overreactions today, but I just don't think this team is ready. It's the first year under Jim Harbaugh. Are they really seasoned enough to have success in January? You tell me down in the comments below. Moving on to our final one today, brought to us by Lance Nelson of Built in Buffalo. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. The Pittsburgh Steelers here. Now, if this isn't your first time here, you would know I'm a Steelers hater. I do not think they're as good as their record says they are. And Lance, he must agree. The Steelers will finish with 9 wins. 9 wins. That means they're only going to win one more down the stretch. Now, they have a tough schedule, being, Kansas City Chiefs, Cincinnati Bengals. I get it. 9 wins, though? Only winning one more game for the entire season? Lance, I'm going to have to hit you with the overreaction, man. I can't see it as much as I want to see it. Get them out of the number 1, number 2 seed conversation, please. I don't want to see them up there with Buffalo, with Kansas City. They don't deserve it. They played weaker teams. They won some good games. I'll give credit where it's due. But they are not a powerhouse like the Bills, like the Chiefs, like the Ravens. They're just not. So finish with 9 wins. It is a hot take. It is a very hot take, my friend. So I want to thank you for this one. He thinks it's going to happen. Me, not so much. So let me know your thoughts on the Steelers' underreaction or overreaction down below. If you have made it this far, please leave a like on the video, share, subscribe, tell all your friends, your neighbors, your dogs, your cats, all about the KellyCast. If you like the shorter form kind of content, I have that over on TikTok at the KellyCast. And if you want to stay up to date daily with what's going on over here, make sure to follow us over on Facebook at the KellyCast. For now, my name is Dan Kelly. You guys have been awesome, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Until then, take it easy.